Okay? There's a Discovery Pass in there. Oh God. And all of that.
Okay.
And a whole bunch of maps. All right? So that I wanted to tell you that that's where those were.
Okay. Watch for branches.
When you're driving, you've got to
Canopies.
it's got to become automatic.
Okay.
All right.
How tall is this?
I have no idea.
Can she go into a parking garage?
It's taller than this.
No parking garages.
garages. I don't think that's
Ducking
a problem.
won't help.
No.
My favorite one is our friend Eric and Sally in Juneau had one, just not this one, but a pleasure way. This is called a Class B, and it's built on like a little van chassis or whatever. And we always travel together. They'd follow us and we'd follow them all over the place. They came into the RV park one time because they had gone to the bank. And he comes in and he says, I broke my ceiling light, this fan up here. Really? How'd you do that? Well, we went into the bank ATM. Sally said, you can't get under that canopy. I said, yes, I can. She said, no, you can't. He said, yes, I can, and I'll show you. Ripped the whole damn thing off the top. So
Don't do that, Susanna.
I won't.
So you gotta
Park
be-
it and walk to the ATM.
I will.
That's one of my favorites.
I don't think there's an ATM camp.
But
Okay, the shore power. Are you going to plug in the shore power?
Yes. But
There's
and you
only
said
one
no-
of these here.
Okay.
But I'm going to show you. You see the lights come on?
Yeah.
There's 2 yellow lights. I plug this into the shore power first.
Okay.
If I don't have 2 yellow lights, I don't use the shore power
Okay.
or get another site. We were down there in Oregon that day and I blew the TV out, the computer out, and everything because they had a grounded short in it.
Great.
Uh-oh, she's filming this.
I am
is.
filming this.
And then she'll send it
Okay.
to
And then
Dave
I'll send it to Dave.
so he can see what he's missing.
Remember, this master switch up here has got to be on when you plug it in.
Right. Okay.
Okay, you got that. What am I missing here?
Which page are we on?
One. This one right here under hooking up.
Okay.
There's only 20.
Okay. Master battery switch has to be on
I couldn't
before
get my
plugging in.
I couldn't get the rear view camera to work yesterday until it dawned on me that it runs on the battery power of the chassis.
Okay. That's why you
The
said
camera
this has
runs
to be
off
plugged
of
in.
this, the house batteries.
Okay.
If that's not on, that won't show the camera view. So,
Gotcha.
anyway, that's the kind of thing you just have to think about.
Okay.
All right,
Sounds
master
complicated.
switch on or whatever. You got all that right?
Yes.
You're not going to hook the sewer or water up. Right?
No.
Okay, so we'll leave that. So when you get going, you want to check the I always do a walk around first because you do dumb things like you're plugged into the shore power and you drive away. And then you got to go back and it really gets messy. So, let's see, power cord plugged in, we got that.
It's perfect.
You don't have the cable TV hooked up. Trickle charger unplugged and should be, that's not even part of this right now.
Yeah, no.
Okay.
I'm not really worried about much except for the fridge.
All right.
Really, that's the fridge and the AC are the two things that we really want. The rest we can live without because we're
Well, if
planning
you're
to
using
camp.
the AC, you got to use shore power.
Okay.
So you're going to have to plug in, do all of that stuff. These house batteries in this inverter are not strong enough to run that big heat pump up there.
Okay.
But if you're plugged into shore power, yeah. It also won't work this.
That's okay.
Okay. And I know Dave doesn't drink coffee. Do you drink coffee?
Not that much anymore.
Okay. I'm going to show you something.
But I did see, I saw this note in the other one that you have to
See that?
twist it up so it
You
stays
go around
in
the
there.
corner, that'll fall on the ground, and if it's half full of coffee,
It's a hot mess.
Has that happened to you?
yes, 2 or 3 times.
This is all. This
Because
is where
you-
the learning
You
happens.
sit down and you've got this mental checklist and you miss it. So we discovered if you twist this out, not all the way off, just
Up enough to wedge it.
in a wedge,
Nice.
and it won't come out of there. Same thing, of course, with all of this. All right, now,
Is this your reminder band?
probably.
Okay.
He forgot.
Funny.
I did forget, probably. It's like I put the spare key and I couldn't find it for 2 days.
We had counseling on Tuesday, and we were talking about this, and she's like, "That's a great system. I think it's smart."
I will take pride in saying I invented that system, but they just beat me to it after I was about ready to go in. See on the steering wheel?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. I wanted to make labeled ones of those that
Oh,
said
yeah.
coffee pot, whatever.
Oh, yeah.
And sell them at Camping World.
Yeah.
And then somebody came up with the idea, but it saved my ass
Yeah.
a number of times. Why is the blue one on there, do you
Yeah.
think?
Because
Water.
the fan is open. I noticed when I
Exactly.
walked up that the fan was
Exactly.
open, and it needs to be closed before you drive.
That's right.
You're so good, Susannah.
She's doing
I read
good.
the manual.
She
I
ha-
read this twice.
She hasn't said anything that's got me scared yet. Okay. All right.
He's more
just
scared than I am.
Just another goofy one here.
Because this is now his baby, not me.
Yes.
Okay, I want to go to the gas thing because I
Okay.
don't have to really show you. When you fill up on the gas inputs over here,
Okay.
okay, so you pull up and you put the hose in and put the lock on it so it auto fills.
Yes, that it doesn't always work,
It'll
so
go-
you need.
because that
hold it.
lock on those nozzles for gasoline is pressure.
Right.
And when the pressure changes in the tank, it throws the lock off. Well, that one, because of the kinks in the fill hose, so I always stand there and hold it up. And I don't have a problem. Otherwise, I got to reset it 2 or 3 times. That's why I'm saying that.
Said I read that this morning.
Okay,
this
I'm sure
morning.
some of this is copied here. Now,
I
when
studied.
You
for
understood the
I
assignment.
understood the assignment.
Well, these sound like they're stupid, but
No.
you
I'm
can do the
just
same
saying,
thing
no,
in a
it's
car.
great.
You know.
We're both teachers. We're used to
The other
this.
gas thing is, I always write down the mileage, the odometer, and get the receipt so you got the price of the gas and whatever, because it's all entered in here from the day this thing was born. In here, I've got a
Okay.
complete record. You're going to get about 10 miles in the gallon, maybe 16 at times, but it'll choke you. But it's not much
All right.
because it's a heavy beer.
Stock up on gas in Idaho where it's cheaper.
Is it cheaper?
I think so.
Maybe. Okay.
All right.
Page 2. No, I think
DC
we already
dash
went
button.
through page 2.
What are DC
We have
dash
the
buttons
inside.
off?
That means make sure those are turned off.
Oh yeah, that's right.
What page are we? Where are we?
That says on or off. Okay, so right now they're all off.
Mm-hmm.
You push those little buttons, those
They'll be
things will light
green.
up. You see the 4 cigarette holders next to it to the right?
Yes.
That's what powers each one of those. So you can turn something off and turn it on and do whatever. But it's also running things like your GPS and other stuff, so you want to push all those up. Okay.
Gas got. Walk through to do. DC.
Where are
Okay, we
you?
got that. We're on the back page.
Already?
Yeah.
How did we get
Well,
to
I
the
don't.
back?
Oh, this one right here. Using back doors and lowering tires.
CO2, propane, and smoke alarms. Oh, I should show you. I got to go. There's a fire extinguisher right here that's a special fire extinguisher for propane and stuff.
Okay.
So if you ever need it. Also, right underneath in front there of this seat you're sitting on,
Yeah. It's the fire
there's a
extinguisher.
fire
I
extinguisher.
see it.
Okay, this is the smoke alarm right there.
Okay.
Oh, yes. It works.
We're awake.
And then you got a carbon monoxide over here rather, and that's a propane.
Okay.
It's the only issue I've got going right now is the propane. I'm worried about it.
Yeah. What happened with American Automotive? What they
American
say?
Automotive checked everything underneath and said it was all fine. We're doing good. But they did not check all of the propane because he says some of it I'd have to take the bumper off. I didn't think you wanted to do that. I'll show you when we get back there. I went down and had it filled and the valve is off, but I'm watching the needle to see if it's moving like it's running out. I don't smell anything. I don't realize anything's happening. I just don't know. But Mom smelled something the other day. She was out in the driveway and she called me. She said, "You got something leaking around here?" And I said, "No." It may have been that the refrigerator got stuck open or whatever, the valve, and it's corrected itself, I'm not sure. But be aware of it. If you smell anything, turn the valve off on the tank, which I'll show you how to do out there.
Okay. Looking at your list right here. Don't know how to lower the tire, but do know how to lower
I'm
the
going to
back
show
bed.
you that because that's very important.
CO2 propane smoke alarms you just covered. Coffee pot we went over. Bathroom shower curtain you showed the other day. Fourth reverse circuit breaker. And you showed me the spare keys.
The reason I put that on here is when we were doing this the first time, this hasn't been run for so long, that I couldn't get the refrigerator to switch over to DC.
Yeah.
Or,
Propane.
no, to the AC.
Okay.
What it does here is when you push this button, let's see if it's, I don't know if I
See if
got
it'll
it.
work this time. I think you have to turn it.
Oh, I'm going to show you why I said that. This thing is really goofy. I push the button, now it came on. It's like two or 3 seconds. Okay.
So is
it's
the
on
auto where it
auto.
will-
What it's going to do is search. If it says, oh, the propane's on, I'm going to use that because that's the cheapest.
Mm-hmm.
It won't use the DC because you got to push this button to switch to it.
Okay.
Because that's, you don't want to leave that on.
Okay. And that said when you plug into shore power it will switch.
It'll switch to AC,
Okay.
which is the shore power, and it's fine.
Okay.
So when you take off and you're out of shore power, you have to push this little button to go to DC, and the reason you do that, it should switch over now. It's hard to get it to do it. This thing's blinking on and off. Come on. Come on, little buddy. I can't see it because I can't see anything. That's on and off. It'll switch over. It just takes a second to do it.
Okay. And you said we
Now-
hear it?
Hmm?
We'll hear it?
No.
No?
Okay, there she switched over.
There was
All right.
something. Maybe it was a heat.
It switched over to gas, and that's the problem of going to DC because now when you go into a gas station, you're filling that tank right there, and there's an igniter going off in the refrigerator, and it's blown RVs up.
Yeah.
So you don't want to I run it with the gas on, to be honest with you, but I try to remember to switch it over to DC, and I don't know why it's switching, but it will.
So DC, when you're
It
driving.
maybe has to take. Well, it's a whole.
there it
She
goes.
switched over. Okay, it just takes it a while. It's searching for what it's.
No,
missing.
I'm just so AC shore power, gas or
Oh.
DC during the drive.
Turn the
Gas during
refrigerator
the
on.
drive?
It's going to go to automatic. It should, I think. If it doesn't, you hit the button. It's just a lousy, cheap control. It'll go on. I've always had trouble with it. It's just one of those things. I'm hitting off. I'm going to hit this again. It's on. There's the lights on.
Oh, there's DC.
Okay, I went to DC for some reason. Okay. It only has 2 options right now because I'm not plugged into shore power.
Okay.
What I was going to tell you is when I couldn't get this to work the other day, look up here. These are the circuit breakers for a lot of this stuff. These are the you know what DC and AC is? Okay, these are the DC circuit breakers. They're written on here what these are for. And I discovered number 4 was off, so that's why that wouldn't.
Okay.
That's the refrigerator. Just something to check. You won't know that it's out unless you open this up and check it. Figure out how to put it back in here.
I think it's the other way. Here.
Is it the other way?
Look at that. Problem solver.
Okay. All right. That's the propane, but it's a full tank, so that gauge isn't working. Those are the 2 holding tanks, the gray water and the black water. They're empty. I flushed those out, put chemicals in them and everything.
Okay.
Both water tanks are full.
Okay.
Don't
drink the water.
Thank you. I drink it, but I don't care. I know people get sick.
Dave's very particular about his water.
Now,
So.
Shannon will love this. I can't figure a better way what to do with this. This damn thing is. See this?
Oh.
The dumbest thing I could ever
Oh.
think they would do in one of these.
How many concussions have you given to yourself?
Because I'm looking down when I'm walking through here, and these really hurt.
Is that why it's bright pink?
Yes.
So I'm trying to figure out something.
I told him dingle balls, like
Well, you could
you see
try
in
those.
a
maybe.
Cholo car.
What I do is
I still vote dingle balls.
something like
Don't
that.
worry, Millennium Falcon. When you're mine, we'll have dingle balls.
Okay. All right.
Tall people problems, that's all I have to say.
Right?
Well,
It'd be perfect for Shannon.
you can hit them. I mean, these guys are lower back here. And it's the same thing. I mean, look at that.
That's dumb.
Yeah, that is.
You're not supposed to leave it open, I think, which is a Dave problem. That's gonna be a Dave.
That's gonna be a Dave problem. Yeah.
I'm gonna whack my head. I'll wear a helmet.
You will leave something open and you will walk back there and you will hit it about 6 times. Now, your mom it's dangerous.
I
It
know.
could kill her. Because she is completely oblivious to what's above her head. I was sitting there, bang! What happened? I hit the heater or the air thing above the stove again. So anyway, okay, where are we now? Don't drink the water. Reefer control.
Sleeping bags for kayak cutting. That works.
Now, see, that thing finally did come on.
Oh yeah.
You found
Oh,
its thing.
reefer. Oh, refrigerator.
Yes.
Got it.
We have no AC. We've got gas, but we have no AC, so
Okay.
it went to DC. What you're going to do is you're going to have it on DC or something. You're going to sit down, start driving, and say, damn, I forgot to refrigerate.
Okay.
And you can't do it unless you stop and get out for me. Get out and go back here and do that. This light will come on sometimes if this isn't screwed on. It's medium, and it works just fine once it's going.
Okay.
But it has not been on for...
So what should I put it on auto? Is that
If
the
you're-
preferred?
If you're plugged in.
If I'm plugged in. Okay.
Otherwise, I would go to gas,
Okay.
if I can make it go to gas.
Just be patient. Give it a second.
And that's what you'll hear down there, that is that igniter.
Okay.
Switch to gas.
Okay.
That'll work fine. Then
Just
you'll be
turn it
driving
off
on
when
the
we
road
get
and
gas.
say, did I leave that thing on gas? And you're going to have to stop and switch it to DC. You can run it on outside with that gas going on, but it keeps blowing the igniter out, see?
Oh, yeah.
So you got the hot water heater and the refrigerator are both the same. They're exposed to the outside.
Okay.
It's just the way the world works with these dumb things. Okay. Ceiling fan. Let's see you turn that off.
Turn it off.
No.
Ceiling fan.
I smell propane.
I do too.
You smell propane?
I smell propane.
You do?
Yeah, I do too.
All right.
Pretty
I can't.
strongly.
I can't smell it.
I don't know. Where's the off switch?
Is it up here?
No. I'll show you in a minute. Where's the propane? You still smelling it?
Yeah. Smell it here. Carbon monoxide thing's gonna go off soon.
No, it's not.
It's probably just old. Oh, it won't?
Not unless you're sleeping and it's got to be built up.
Okay.
It's got to get.
Ah, fantastic vent. I found
Now,
it.
wait a minute. Let's go back to this. I just turned this off. There, it's off now. Sometimes you'll smell that because it's running gas through before it gets ignited. But I'm hilarious. There's something open under there,
Okay.
but the valve's off too. But there's still gas in the lines, and it takes a minute. All right, turn that fan on. Let me see it do
This
it.
one?
Yeah. And there's 3 settings on there. And what you're waiting for, I don't know which ones you push
I
there.
pushed it 3 times.
Okay.
From auto to manual and then from manual to off.
Okay.
her the button.
Let's try it. It should shut that down now. There she goes.
Fancy.
You want to be sure that goes down. If it doesn't, you can pull this. I'll wait till it gets down. Now show you. These buttons are, is that on off? I don't even remember.
In, out. And there's an on off over there.
And I did not put new batteries in this, so I'm not sure how it. Okay, it'll get there and then it'll tighten down. You'll hear it.
Well, that is fancy.
Okay? You can manually make this go up and down
Okay.
like that, and then push it back up so it runs automatic. But if it did get stuck or whatever, that's the deal. Okay. Under the sink there.
Yes. Towels, toilet paper.
Okay, you got that in there, netter. You know how to flush it.
Yeah. Yes, but we don't plan to use it. What?
After you've used it, be sure to flush it.
We will flush it after we've used it with the foot pedal.
Yeah. And the other thing to do is put the thing down before you drive, because it'll fall down and you'll go, what the hell was that? Exactly.
It does say all the toilet seats down on my pre-trip checklist.
Just because these are things that
No, it's great. I love it.
I think
I find it
this
incredibly
is the whole
helpful.
point of having this.
The bathroom? No, for us it's the AC, so. But like, we can live with everything else.
Well, I should have plugged it in and run it. Okay, over here, did we ever? There's nothing in here. Here, I left the stuff in there, but
The block
this
box.
is that little table. It goes in this hole right here
Okay.
when you put the pipe in. There's
Oh,
the
it's so cute.
lock box. There's a key on that key ring that's in that for
Okay.
that if you need to lock anything.
For our
up.
hundies.
Okay. This is the thermostat here, where we're on just power. It's so hot in here, I can't. There it did come on.
Ooh. Is that the heater?
That is
Or
the
the cooler.
heater. That's not an air conditioner. So I'm telling it to go to 90 degrees in here, all right?
Ooh.
But you hear how loud that is?
Yes.
Drive you nuts. The danger of that, as I point out in this thing strongly, is say somebody throws their coat on that chair there.
Yeah.
The sleeve comes down over that, and that's going to hot. So you want to be careful. There's a fan on here. That'll go off here in a second. Okay, if we were plugged into shore power, you'll have to see what those settings, because I can't read
It's
it. from
cool off furnace and heat
here. So
pump.
if you go to cool, and then just set the thing, it'll go wherever it wants to go. I'll try to bring it down. But this
Okay.
works really well. It's just fine. Okay, what's next?
Soul cat.
Huh?
It's Soul Cat.
Or cool cat.
Okay.
Cool. It
but
looks like
so
soul.
How do we use that?
And you cannot use that video in court. What?
How do we use that?
It's,
Oh.
You gotta be plugged into shore.
And then that will automatically come on
When you
via
put the
this.
temperature down.
Okay. Just checking.
Right.
Making sure we're all connected.
You go to furnace, it's gonna turn that on, and that's propane.
Okay.
If you go to the other, you can either get heat depending on where the settings are. You'll either try to cool it or try to heat. It's just a typical deal. But what I do know they're on,
Oh, sweet.
but I've never put them on.
We might.
No,
No?
no.
Why?
Because why are you going to do that?
You can sleep with the door open and not have the thing
With the
on.
AC on?
No,
You can't have
not
the
with
door
the
open.
AC on. We don't have to. It's not a big deal.
We're going to be hot. It's going to be hot over there. You're going to have it if you don't want the air conditioner on if you got the door open.
Well, I know that. I am 45 years old. I've been around this
Are you really?
earth a few times.
Can you
and,
believe
You
it?
know, I camp a lot, done a lot of cross-country trips in RVs.
Peed and pooped in a bucket.
That too. Pooped in a
Okay, getting back. This little box and this little box are my additions to this of many, because I can put books in there or magazines. I put my glasses in here. I put my phone in there or whatever. Now, because otherwise there's no place to put anything except a nest.
That's nice.
And you have it protected.
That's exactly right.
Very nice.
Guess what?
So you don't sit up.
I don't.
But Mom does.
Somebody, this thing, if you're plugged into shore power, these will be on.
Okay.
Because you've got an outlet there, you've got an outlet there. Some of these are on the inverter.
Okay.
Some are on the shore power. So you plug something in and you may say, why isn't that working? Because it's on the inverter and the inverter is off, but the shore power is on. It's all being switched through this whole system right there. But the batteries are being charged and everything else. That's just the way it is. Okay. I put these little lights in and I love them. And I would caution you to be careful with them. They pivot. They've got I bought these special dimmers. Otherwise, we just had these big round things up there. It was awful. But these are great for reading or doing whatever. There's one on both sides, obviously. Are you sleeping in separate beds? Is that, or should I ask, or do you know?
I don't know.
Because I don't want to put the center thing in here unless you leave it in here unless you think you want. We normally sleep in the full bed. We'll put the whole bed in there, but you got to crawl into this thing. But when it's really worth moving.
Hi.
Hi, is it cocktail hour?
Yes.
Hi, Sydney.
Traveling, she's not allowed to use that in court. I said, what?
I'm sorry, are you,
No, you're good.
are you taping?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Oh, sweet.
You might enjoy
Is
it.
that the
Yeah.
book?
Yeah.
It's not
awesome.
really a travelogue.
A
It's
book from
interesting.
an Icelandic author.
Oh,
Hey, do you want to take my coffee
The
cup?
president's wife,
I'm pretty much
You're the best.
Icelandic now.
Thanks, Mama.
yeah,
You
was
are.
from Ontario. They got married in 2004. He was elected 2016.
Oh,
So she's first lady now.
nice.
oh, that's the book she read.
Yeah. I would say yes, I would like that to be in here.
What happens is you got to pull this wooden thing out
Yeah.
underneath there, and it fits on these two things here. I'm not being derogatory, but your guy's weight may be a problem with this stuff.
Okay.
This pad goes in between the two. So you can do it, then you got to crawl over. It's easiest to leave this as open as you can, and most of these have two separate beds, like Eric's, which I personally like better than having it together. But it's whatever somebody wants.
It's the way it goes.
This switch, you gotta please be very careful with it because you don't want to crush something down here.
Right.
You don't want to get something stuck in it, and it's backwards. So when it says up,
It's
I'm going
down.
down because it's Canadian.
Oh, I was like, why is it doing that? Was
Why?
it designed by an airline pilot?
It's a Canadian machine.
Oh,
Do you know how
they're
zip
lucky they're so nice.
buttons work? You ever buy a man
Okay,
shirt
now we're really getting to a
in
weird video.
Canada? It's on the other side, like you guys.
Well, isn't that...
It's
The fact that any buttons button the other way, what sense does
Aren't
that even
women's, because what do Canadian men get dressed by other people? Because isn't that why women's clothes button
no
on the other
idea.
side is because they were dressed
That
by
would
other
make
people?
sense, though. That would
Yeah.
make a lot of sense.
Yeah.
It's an automatic thing, though. You're developing.
It's getting real
This is
hot
how
here
you
for
push
this
a button.
conversation, though.
If I put the reverse on, I can hardly get the shirt button. 'Cause my
You need some
fingers-
occupational therapy, Lance.
I need some.
No, I just need my shirt's the button on the right side.
This is you.
Fucking Canadian.
Oh, I'll show you. Look at this. You see these pants here?
Yes.
They have zipper pockets on them,
Oh,
right?
do you like that? Is it handy?
If you go down to Costco and you look at all the men's pants, they're either Velcro, which is the dumbest thing in the world because it rips your
Yeah.
chairs out when you sit down. This comes up. Or they have a zipper on the right pocket. Because most people put their wallets in their right pocket. Us who put our wallets in the left pocket don't have zippers.
At least they get pockets
Unless you
because they're
can find-
men.
Now, this sounds really trite. I have been arguing with these guys. You know who Gary is? Gerry. It's an outdoors and sportswear company.
Okay.
Telling them they are really stupid for the way they put this stuff in. And it's exactly what left-handed... Are you left-handed?
No, my youngest is left-handed, but I'm
What
not.
they go through all the time.
Do you know
Yeah.
1,200 left-handed people die every year using items that were made for right-handed people?
I bet.
That's tragic.
Fun
good.
fact. 1,200! Just
Why
by
don't-
using...
why don't
because
these
they're
guys
left-handed.
brighten up and say, because it costs money to...
So are you left-handed?
No.
But you put your wallet in your left pocket?
I started as a kid and I never changed. But every guy I know is in... Every once in a while you see somebody with a left-handed wallet.
Uh-huh.
This RV is too hot for this conversation.
Okay. You know how to open these windows and do all of that?
They look
They twist.
just twist, yeah.
So you turn that and crank it out, and then you crank it shut, and you're there. Okay. What
Batten
else
down
do we
the
have on the
hatches.
list here that I have forgotten? Because otherwise I'll lay awake tonight, and you'll have notes all over tomorrow. Now we got the smoke alarm. We got to clean out the glove compartment. Gas filling one to do that. Don't drink the water. Set up shore. We got to go out and shit. Well, I'll show you the round, and then we should be done.
Okay.
2 heaters beside the front. Oh, there are other heaters in here.
No, we're not going to use them.
All right. Do you want that center in? I'll tell you, I've got another pad. I've got a bed in the front. That's where like when Matt and I go.
Yeah.
He sleeps back there. I sleep up here.
Perfect.
So
Where does the front bed go? In the driving area or here?
Don't the two seats turn somehow? And
that seat turns all the way around.
Oh,
good to know.
Comes off. There's my
hey, surprises in every
Battery.
corner.
Yeah, I put that on the chair so I could put new batteries in. There's headsets in here and gloves if you need them. But anyway, so there's a whole thing that comes across.
It makes like a little twin bed. Little single person bed.
Actually smaller than a twin.
A cot.
I'll put it in when we get back in. It snaps in there and I can't see because they don't have a light on.
But you have a flashlight right here.
But it's dead.
It's dead.
That's why you hung it there.
Oh.
I'll get it when we get it. Let's go outside and we'll do the bins. The drawers and everything, you're aware of how these drawers work?
Yes.
So you want to be sure they're locked, right?
Yes.
Okay. Otherwise you'll be picking that up. Okay. Battery box, I don't know if you probably don't need to get into this at all, but if I can even get it open. But be careful with those. They're just 6 volts, they're not 12. So I think I told you that the other day. But you won't need to do anything with them. And I would keep the bins locked because if you stop, say, at a shopping mall or something, it's been known that people will open those bins and take stuff out.
Okay.
There's nothing in this one, I don't think. Oh, I put that in the parking spot. That's for the stove. If you've got you asked if I had an extension, but I wouldn't use it
Okay.
because the propane is still in the worry.
That's fine.
I think that odor we got was okay. Okay, you know how to get in this thing and see this?
Yes.
All right, this thing, this is the main shutoff.
Still smells.
It smells like propane out here, yeah.
It does smell
Yeah.
like it?
Mm-hmm.
I can't smell it at all.
That doesn't sound very safe.
Really?
It was just briefly. I don't really.
No,
It's
it,
not
maybe
like-
it was when you opened. Maybe it was
Yeah.
like kind of like
Caught in.
caught in there.
I
It
mean,
didn't dissipate.
It does that, but it's off. I mean, I've got it closed. Well, no, it was open. Maybe I should have had it closed.
Oh, tire looks pretty easy to take down.
No, it's not. All right, I had the propane open. I'm gonna close it.
Oh, maybe that's why we're smelling propane.
Well, there's something going on. If she hadn't have smelled it outside that day, I wouldn't even do anything about it.
Yeah, I smell it.
Yeah,
again.
smell it again.
This must be. It's not leaking on the tank at all. Well, I got it closed. Get over here and look down here. Do you see that red tag on the gauge?
Yeah.
That red line, top line, is right where the arrow is.
Mm-hmm.
So and it's been that way all afternoon, open.
Okay.
So it doesn't appear to be leaking on anything. I'd leave that open and then maybe shut it off when you're not around. It's up to you. I mean, I may have to take it apart and check it, but okay. Here's the reason. You think that kid's easy to get out?
Well, I mean, it looks like you would take this out, unscrew this, pull it down. Oh, even easier.
Here, come here and hold this.
Is it heavy?
I got it. Okay, now you can put it back. Well, the only caution I want to say is don't drop it,
Don't drop
because
it.
it'll bust that rack right off. Oh. Didn't have any trouble with that at all. Okay, you want to pull it down again, and we'll look in the. Don't drop it.
Don't let Dave do that.
Okay. There's
Okay.
2 chairs there,
Nice.
if you want them. There's some tarps. That black box there is all kinds of tools.
Okay.
Underneath that whole thing is a bin with rain gear and coats and shit in it. That's the cord. What else? So I don't know how you guys are packing. I saw your driveway was full.
We're sorting.
These are the seat belts for here.
Okay.
So I just put them there to get them out of the way.
These are window covers my mom made to keep the heat in.
And then leave those right there. That's the best spot, because this won't hit it when it comes down. But don't pack this in, because this thing is moving when it's going out, and it'll get hung up. Oh, you got a piece of this, no problem. Okay.
Okay.
What else there? Awning? You going to be putting the awning down?
No, I don't think so.
I would.
We have 3 canopies, so we'll be fine.
How are you going to put those?
Crystal's coming, so she'll bring them.
Oh.
Canopies? Yeah, like the pop-ups.
We could do it. It works just fine, except I haven't cleaned up there, and it's here's your thing. Okay. This is the other one I want to be sure know how to do. Okay, you got to see this thing here.
Yeah.
Can you put that back in?
Put it back
Okay, you
into
don't
the
know
drawer.
where it goes. All right.
It looks like a sink plunger thing. A
When
bath.
you-
It's
Here, let's do it this way. Because this is rather important. I did want to do that other thing too here. Okay. There's
I was
adapters.
gonna just throw it back in there.
Oh.
Here we go.
Right?
Nothing. Joking with Shannon.
There's all kinds of adapters in these parts. That's the cable TV stuff. You see how this is this kind? So you can plug this into a standard outlet
Okay.
and then there's another extension cord in there, and run this off of regular house current, not this heavy duty
Okay.
20 amp stuff. Okay, but those are in there if you ever need it, and this is the same thing. It's just an extension that this goes in there, that plugs in there. I mean, you can put it all different ways, because you run into all kinds of goofy ways that they're set up.
Is that like what you plug your stove into? That looks like a.
Yeah, like 110. 110?
Which
Isn't
one?
it 110? This plug.
Is that like what a stove gets plugged into
Um,
in the house?
good question.
Or a dryer? Like,
It's not 220, it's 110, but it's a high amperage.
ah,
What happens in the RV park, there's two different plugs. When you go into one of these stands, I think I got it. Is that the one here? Okay, that's that one. I don't think I got the other one. And the other one's a great big sucker. That's the one Matt got run into.
Oh.
And he couldn't get that to fit in the thing until we got it all figured out. Okay, what I wanted to show you was,
oh, that's cool.
Are those handy?
Oh, I want that
So
for
handy.
my.
All the things.
yeah,
Use it
my
for all
daughter
the
gave
things.
it to me for Christmas.
Who did? You did?
Apparently.
Yes, she did. Okay, do you know where that goes?
No. Yes. Here.
Okay, but where does it go from here to, how do you get it to there?
Oh, yeah. It goes
And now you got the mud flapping away. There you go.
that way.
All right. Now turn that on and plug it in so you get a feel for how to do it. The black line you're looking for on the outside.
Oh, yeah.
And then you should go right in there and turn clockwise.
Multiple black lines on here. Ah,
Go in.
I think so.
Looks like it is all the way in. Okay, now plug the other end in.
It's not twisting, though. Is it supposed to twist?
Oh, let me try.
I don't think it's in all the way.
It feels all right. Yeah, that's good.
Oh,
Plug
okay.
that in.
And is this like what it's like when you plug into an RV park?
Yeah.
Is this what it's going to be
That
like?
one doesn't fit. Or does it fit? Is it supposed
That
to
one
fit?
does fit.
Oh, there we go.
Now what do you do? Go look on the through the door on that meter on the wall to see if you've got power.
We've got power.
All right, now I'm going to go get that plug. I got to get another one of these. I lost my other one. Okay, I'm going to unplug that.
Okay.
And I'm going to use this plug here. Find the right one. Okay. All right, so I walk up to the RV park one and I'll plug this in. And most of them have got a circuit breaker here that you turn that on and off with.
Okay.
And you see I got two yellow. If you get a red or only a one yellow or whatever, don't plug it in. Go tell them. Hey, you got a bad ground on that, because that's what I did with the sea breeze. And it blew the whole damn thing up. Okay, now what you need to do is unplug that.
Okay.
Pull it out of there. I'll show you what this is for. This is so much fun.
This is fun.
This is the water system. If you're going to plug into a RV park for water,
Yeah.
these hoses here, normally there's outdoor showers that they put on these things so that the kids
Yes.
can take a shower after they're just swimming. But anyway, that I've got that off. Okay. Let's do that in a minute. What this is for is this goes in here that covers this plug up.
Okay.
And that's why you want to be sure that that's in there. It's a little tricky to get it on.
Filled with rocks.
Oh. I was just wondering why that needed to be.
There, come on. Normally pretty easy. There we go. Okay, and you know why that's in there?
So we don't get rocks.
That's where the
and
mud
dirt.
comes when you're driving. And it goes right through that hole. Okay, good.
This is nifty.
This just goes on.
Okay.
All right, shut that one.
This close first or no close first?
Oh,
No, I should close it first.
close it first. You got it. Just gotta push it in right, and it'll snap in when it's snapped in.
Oh, there we go.
All right. Now
That's not gonna work.
open it again. And lock that. It's twisted. There you go. Up the other way.
No. Okay.
Right now. There you go.
That still didn't.
Now, yeah, it is. It's as good as it fits.
Okay.
Just pull on both sides or underneath there to be sure that it's not coming out. Okay, let's do this one real quick. This is the side for the. Is that what I'm talking about? I think so. See, I already forgot. Come on.
Spare key.
No, it's the other one. Sorry about that. Okay, that's what I got this for. If you got a penny, a quarter, mostly, turn those vertically and pull that off of there from the bottom. From the bottom. There you go. Just yank it out. It should come right out. Okay. Right under here. That's the key. Okay? So let's just leave it there now. But I took it out and it works fine. Okay?
Okay.
That's it. Now you can put that back. Looks like you're up. No, you're right. Here.
My dad with his washers in his pants and his backward buttoning buttons.
I like the Leatherman though. How long have you had that Leatherman?
Since I was 12.
I love it.
So I didn't have them when he was 12.
Since I was 12. I've worn that for my entire life.
I like it.
And now the secret is I have blue shirts that go along with my khaki pants.
Uh-huh.
Your brother and my son wrote a song, maybe you've heard it, called Lance Wears Khaki Pants.
I don't know that I've heard
Yes,
it.
you have.
I may
Yes,
have.
you have.
Was it one of the Christmas
It was
songs?
the first one.
Okay, yes. Then I'm sure I have heard it.
Lance wears
So-
khaki pants.
Years later, the Patriot Front, which is the MAGA Trump outfit out of Idaho, decides they're going to attack Spokane. So they took 30 guys and they brought them down to make a big demonstration. Are you aware of all this?
No.
This is about 2 months ago.
Oh.
And they rented a U-Haul and they put these 30 guys in the U-Haul to drive downtown to make a big demonstration and blow things up and whatever.
Uh-huh.
And somebody saw it and said, that looks like trouble. I'm going to call the cops. So they did. They called the cops. And the cops stopped the U-Haul, unloaded everybody, and they all came out wearing blue shirts and khaki pants. That's their uniform. I can't wear my khaki pants.
That's hilarious.
She walked through. What?
Tell her the story about the garage door with the light.
Oh, are you through? We've only gone around the first time. We got 4 more. Oh, I got one for Erin. That's the one she was talking about.
Oh, yeah.
So I come out here one day and I've got one of my driveway lights isn't working.
Uh-huh.
So I pulled the bulb out and I had some other ones in there and I had some little LEDs that I had ordered. So I put one of those in there and whatever, I forgot about it. Came in the house. Sydney decides to go to the store. So she comes out, she stops here, and I'm watching her because I've got cameras up there and I can see her. And she walks around and goes in that door. Doesn't come out. Pretty soon this door goes up because I can see inside the garage. And she backs out and she stops. And she gets out of the car, walks around there, and hits the button and closes the garage door. I said, what's wrong with the remote? So I come back out, and I don't remember the whole thing, but I can't get the remotes on her car to work. And they won't work on my truck. And they won't work on the ones on my belt. None of this will work. I go, what the hell's going on? Well, long story short, after we took all the remotes out, nothing worked out here. All stopped. That little bulb has a frequency that comes out of it that affects remotes.
How did you figure that out?
Well, because it suddenly dawned on me, and I took the bulb out. I put in 2 hours earlier, and put another old one in. Everything worked. And then I went online, and here I discovered hard to find.
Wow.
I always thought about Erin. I was going to tell
Yeah.
her to see if she knew.
That is
about
where
it.
you get your problem solving from, Susannah.
Yeah, that's anyway. Okay, where are we?
Done.
Are you ready?
Ready.
Are you sure?
Are we driving off?
I could be ready. Are you ready?
I'm trying to think. Is there anything else we needed to do?
Here, you can
Okay,
take my
so
paper. I
this-
don't need it. Thank you.
Do we need to worry about this?
No.
And
Just
plugging.
leave it
Okay.
where it's at. It's just fine. Those are the keys.
Woohoo!
All right, you got your checklist there.
Yes.
See this thing?
Yes.
Woo! She starts up.
Leave that there.
Okay.
I don't know how to explain it. I had a battery box in that long bin there, and I charged it all night long, and it didn't take a charge. I think the battery's dead.
Okay.
I always want to carry a 12-volt system as a backup that'll jump the truck, for example. That is one.
Okay.
But just leave it where it's at unless you call and say, hey, we can't get it started or whatever. Because I don't want it used on anything else or whatever, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Don't forget your checklist.
I have a million of them.
You got more now.
They're right here. They're all here.
Why aren't they in your hand? Well,
Because
you're starting
I need
here
to
and you
drive,
need-
and that wouldn't be safe.